Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday, and thank you for joining TopCon Solutions Store's webcast today. David Campbell, the one and only, will be presenting on navigating your projects using digital dashboards. My name is Diana Alarcon, and I'm the Marketing Events Coordinator for TopCon Solutions Store. Just a few quick things that I wanted to go over with all of you before handing the presentation over to David. We will be having a Q&A session at the end of the presentation. So should you have any questions, please feel free to enter those in the chat box, and David will address those accordingly at the end of his presentation. Another thing that I wanted to go over was if you reference our website, topconsolutionsstores.com, near the top right, we have a You're Invited tab. So if you click that tab, this is a good page where you can reference information on future webinars that you may have interest in, as well as local in-person events. So I just wanted to refer all of you to our website where we're continually updating that information. So once again, thank you for joining us this morning, and I'm going to hand over the presentation to David Campbell.
Thank you very much, Diana. Good morning, and once again, happy Friday. Today, I wanted to cover digital dashboards, and I feel like they're a very important subject for anybody that's getting into Revu, utilizing Revu Studio projects, or really wanting to tie everything together. Okay, so let me tell you guys a little bit about us. TopCon Solutions. We are the retail division of TopCon Positioning Systems, the world leader in construction layout, machine automation, and land surveying products. TopCon Solutions is a Platinum Tier award-winning Autodesk partner and certified training center. So we have multiple certified training centers, and we are a Platinum level Bluebeam partner. Oh, went backwards there. So in saying that too, we do have 13 brick and mortar locations, and we are in 20 states, including Washington, D.C. So we do have these, as I said, authorized training centers, and we do have knowledgeable, let's say, Bluebeam certified instructors, Autodesk certified instructors on staff for, let's say, consulting, tech support, workflow consulting, just any questions that you guys have. We're here to kind of bring everything together. And kind of talking about that, a little bit about me. So my name is David Campbell. I'm an application specialist with the TopCon Solutions Store. I specialize in Bluebeam, so I'm a Bluebeam certified instructor, as well as Autodesk products such as Revit with structure, architecture, MEP. I teach BIM 360, different kind of things. Today, we are going to focus on digital dashboards. So for today's agenda, what I wanted to start with, and I'm going to take a drink of coffee here real quick. All right. Very early on Friday morning. But the overview of digital dashboards, then we're going to go into adjusting the preferences. This one is big if you want to be able to access your studio projects from within Bluebeam Revu. So if you want to be able to open and save files into your projects without having to go into the Studio tab and trying to upload folders, upload files or upload folders, things like that. We're also going to go into your dashboard templates. So a big thing today, I wanted to talk about, of course, building these digital dashboards, but of course, saving this information and making it easier to utilize over and over again. So we're going to talk about some dashboard templates. I'm going to show you guys a little bit about setting up your digital dashboard. So I'm going to go into a couple different ways today of how to set up your dashboard, and again, how to either template that information or just adjust it and kind of set it up for everyone's use. And going off of that, I'm going to show you guys how to kind of link and then navigate your digital dashboards. And then we'll go through with any questions that you guys have. So I'm going to jump over into, before I go too much, I wanted to bring you guys into Bluebeam Revu, okay? And I have a project that's built out for this presentation. So as we kind of go to get started, let me explain a little bit about what a digital dashboard is, okay? So I'll open up one of these, and I have this kind of stored in my project itself. The reason I have it stored in my project is this, let's call it a dashboard, gives us the capability. Now I need to flatten this one, and it's not checked out, so I need to check it out first. But it gives us the capability to navigate throughout our project using buttons, essentially. So I'm going to flatten this, and all that's going to do is embed these hyperlinks here, and that's part of the process I'm going to show you guys here in a little bit as well. But it gives me the capability to navigate. So if I wanted to go to the plans, I would click on plans, and notice my projects pop up with all the architectural, electrical, mechanical, plumbing, site, structural, what have you. All of my plan details are there. Daily reports, there they are. Submittals, site images, kind of wherever we need to go throughout this project, giving us a nice, easy kind of interface to click through instead of trying to go through all of these folders, drilling down into any subfolders, opening up a document, kind of that kind of stuff. All right. Now, these dashboards can be, I'm going to check this one back in. These dashboards can be simple or as complex as you need them to be. So that was one I just made very quickly. I also have, let's go into this advanced one here. Now, as I said, as complex as you guys need them. I mean, we can bring in any buttons, images, text, go through safety information, your submittals, your contracts, and essentially you can make a multi-page dashboard. So as they click through maybe RFI, it takes them right to the RFI page, and I see all of my RFIs listed out here. My specs, submittals, any of my architectural drawings, my revisions, things like that. I can utilize this dashboard to kind of track those and give us that easy navigation to those specific documents, or even a 3D PDF. Okay, so I'm going to back out here, and we're going to go to PowerPoint, because I wanted to talk about this a little bit. And you know what? I'm going to jump over to my other one as well. So essentially, this is one that I've kind of taken a few seconds to make right before this webinar, just to kind of show you guys what this can look like. So one of the most popular ways to make a digital dashboard, to start out with it, is to actually do it inside of PowerPoint and then print over into Bluebeam. And one of the best tools to use that I've found is actually the Smart Art. Let me close out of that one. So the Smart Art itself gives us, let me actually go back up to the top page here. The Smart Art gives us the capability to maybe insert buttons, kind of images, or however we want to kind of organize our dashboard itself, whether it's through like a hierarchy or just going through any relationship, a matrix, pictures. You know, we could have pictures there if we wanted to, anything like that. So I actually like my list here. And I'm just going to do this really quick to show you guys how this can work. So I say, okay. So it brings in these nice little blocks where I can change these colors if I need to. I can even change how they look. Okay, so kind of make them 3D. Maybe I want a 3D kind of look to these. And maybe this is where I want to go to my website, my company website. This can be my RFI. Let's go submittals. CAD, okay. Anything like that. Now we can get more into organizing where these buttons are, how, you know, where they're located, anything like that. We can really get and drill down into this to get a good idea of what we want. Now, what I'm gonna do, let's say I also want a picture, you know, maybe I want an image of the building. Maybe it's a 3D rendering or just a cool picture of the building itself. Bring something like this in. And you see this? it's automatically going to go ahead and start giving me, maybe I want to have it in the background, something like that. Okay, or I actually kind of like these design ideas here. I think that they can help out quite a bit in giving us some creativity, right? Even something just like this here. So I can have my website RFIs, submittals, 3D PDFs, and my CAD drawings. I actually really like that. That looks cool. So you know what? I'll leave that one for my first page. Or you know what? Go ahead, insert in another picture. Okay, and then home. Oh, sorry, insert. Smart art. And we'll put in some more. Let's just say we're going to go with something like that or this. Okay. Let's go with RBT, or let's go with BIM. Let's go with BIM. We're going to put some BIM data in here, which could be included with the CAD file, of course. Then we could go. Okay. Yep, that's enough. I could keep going for days on this stuff, so I'll just go ahead and leave that for a second. So what I'm gonna do now is I've got these two nice looks here that I really like. And again, if you wanted these more kind of detailed, drilled out dashboards, you guys can go ahead and make this like a cover page, and then kind of go through and organize any of your RFIs, any of your submittals, the specs, the 3D PDFs, anything like that. You can just increase these, just add more slides, bring out more of your graphics, and kind of organize it however you need to get the look that you want. All
Hi
right.
there, David. So sorry
Yep.
to interrupt. We did receive a comment that if you could please confirm that your microphone input is turned up.
Oh,
We
okay.
did receive a comment that it's a little hard for an attendee to hear. So if you could
Oh,
please
okay.
confirm that.
All
Thank you.
right. Yeah. Let me try to check on that. Can everybody hear me now? Is that sounding better?
I hear you great on my
Okay.
end.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for letting me know. All right. So essentially, you can keep going and adding to this, making it as complex as you guys need to with your revisions, your specs, kind of what have you. And really, what you're doing here is getting your basis, right? Your template. And then I'm going to go with create PDF. So the Bluebeam add-in goes right into PowerPoint, and even if it doesn't, you go File or Control P, right? File, Print, Control P, and you're going to utilize Bluebeam Review as your PDF or whatever PDF software you guys have, as long as it's in that PDF file format. So I'm going to put it on my desktop, and I'm going to call this a dashboard. Good. And here it comes right into Bluebeam Review for me. All right. At that point, once it's here, once it's in Bluebeam Review, I'm going to go ahead and I got to show you guys the preferences real quick, because once it's in Bluebeam, I want to start linking it to my project and to kind of telling it where to go. So actually, I'll go to Preferences, and what I want to show you guys, Review, Preferences, under the General tab. This is where you can change that theme, that kind of stuff for Bluebeam Review. But we're going to go to the Studio tab. Under the Studio tab, you're going to see Open and Save Files to Studio from Toolbar Only. You want to uncheck that. Once you uncheck that, that gives you the capability to go ahead and open, save, and then link to your Studio projects. All right, so back to my digital dashboard. So I have my website button here, and I want to take this right to my company's website. So what I'm going to do is go up to Tools and then Hyperlink. I'm going to draw a box right around my website there and go to hyperlink. So speaking about this box, for anyone who might not know yet, what I went was tools, hyperlink, and I drew a page region around my button. What's going to pop up is my action dialog box, or kind of what I want my hyperlink to do. The way that I like to think about hyperlinks are that they're kind of like highways, they're paths, and they're linking me to wherever I need to go, whether it is jumping into a specific page. So with these digital dashboards, if I know I have my RFIs listed out on another page in this document, whether it's those RFI 1, 2, 3, 4, my specs, kind of what have you, I would have it jump to that specific page in my document. Okay, and then from there, I would create more hyperlinks. Now, the snapshot view is going to take you into something specific. So if I hit get rectangle, I would draw it around an item wherever I need, maybe a specific detail or anything like that, which I'm going to talk about that one here in a minute. It'll take you right to that specific detail. I'm going to choose hyperlink because I'm going to a website. Hyperlink will take you right to a website. So I say, okay. So when I go to click on that website button from now on, it takes me right to our website. And speaking of, there's the You're Invited tab Diana had spoke about earlier. Okay, so that's the website. Now for RFIs, I'm going to show you guys the same kind of thing, except, I have my RFIs in my project. So what I need to do first is get that path, because what I want to do is I'm going to create a hyperlink here into my project. So what I go is open, and it's going to take me right to my project. If you have multiple projects, you can choose between your projects for this specific dashboard. I'm going to leave it in my current project here, but you would hit this back button, and that's how it's going to go ahead and show you what projects you have currently. And then you can click into it, and then it'll take a second, load into your project. And this is where I'm actually going to go ahead and grab the RFI folder here. Now, what I didn't kind of talk about earlier is even inside of these folders, inside of projects, you guys can host multiple subfolders. So maybe I want to have a submittal for, a submittal button for RFIs, and it's automatically going to go to the submit RFI for review folder. I would just double click on that. What I would do is grab that website and paste it. Now I'm going to show you the same kind of thing here, but I'm going to leave it in my RFIs here. And I'm going to copy this link, okay? And at that point, tools, hyperlink, and I'm going to draw it right around my RFI button there. And this time, since I since I copied that path, I'm going to want to go with hyperlink again. So there goes my RFIs. Now when I click on this, automatically opens the RFI folder with all of those documents in there. So kind of instant access, right? Now, you do have to have permissions to get into these folders. Like the person that's kind of accessing it would need to have that permission to the folder to access those documents. So I could do the 3D PDF, even my CAD ones. I think that's actually a good one to do as well. So I got my DWGs stored in here. Grab this, Control C, tools, hyperlink. So that is a good note about projects for anyone that also did not know, is that projects can host any file type of any file size, okay? So you can have your 3D PDFs there, you can have your CAD drawings up there. So I have my couple DWGs here. It doesn't really matter, you can host it there and give everyone access to it. Now, let's say on my page 2 here, I have BIM, right? And let's say I actually want to take that to BIM 360. Same kind of thing. Tools, hyperlink. Let's go b2.autodesk.com. And there it is. I could log in and go. So you can path these to go pretty much anywhere you want, or if you have specific schedules. So this one I'll show again here. I'll go Tools, Hyperlink. If you have them in PDF, is what I'm going to link here. But essentially what I'll have is, well, the digital dashboard, I'm going to hyperlink it into my project to open up a schedule, is really what I would do for that schedules folder. Okay. But again, we can kind of build these out to go however and wherever, whether it's getting to Procore or it's facilities management, right? And we want to build out a handover that connects all of our documents, our warranties, our specs, all that kind of stuff into a package. We could do that with a digital dashboard and literally just connect all of those together, either through a project that we hand over or attaching all the PDFs themselves to this document and then just giving navigation with this document. Okay. So once I have at least this part set up, okay, I have all my links, everything like that. At that point, you would want to go ahead and flatten this document. So when you flatten this document, that's when you'll notice you can't adjust those links anymore. And all of your hyperlinks are embedded. So they're still going to work, but they become actual like buttons. Okay. I don't have any on those, but there's my CAD. All right. At that time, this digital dashboard is completely ready to go. And I can file, save as, and put it right into my project. And there it is, good to go. They don't have to check it out or anything. They can just open it and go. Okay, so that's an awesome workflow there. Now, I did also want to kind of back up here. So let me go back here and I'm going to print this one into Bluebeam again because I skipped a step on you guys. I apologize. So I talked about templating, right? And it's good to build these kind of templates inside of PowerPoint, as I said, but for storing this as a template inside a Bluebeam Revu, that's a very important thing as well. So to store it, we'd want to go to File and New PDF from Template. At that point, you can go Save as Template, and you can either put it in your project. I like to just store it on my local here, and I'll put this one on my desktop, and I'm going to call this Dashboard Template. Now, I'm putting this on my desktop so I can clean it up later. But if I would advise, I would say that you guys put these with your other documents in your template folder. So if I save this as a template, let's say in my actual templates here with Revu 2019 templates, I go save, you're going to notice this symbol here. At that point, new PDF from template, I would go to import. You know what? Let me do this. I'm going to copy this just to make it easier. There we go. Dashboard template. That's telling me it already exists. Oh, it's under PowerPoint presentation, that's why. All right. They brought it in under a different name, but it's there. So I would need to actually change the properties of this document and save it as a template. That's why it's coming over. So it's a good idea to change the properties. It's a good idea to change the properties of that document. So when you do bring it in from PowerPoint, get into the properties, adjust the title of that, and then save it as your template so it remembers what it's called. If you're going to name it, dashboard template one, whether it's a commercial project, residential, or you got different scales of projects, so you would have different sizes or scales of digital dashboards, right? Saving those templates is going to allow you to literally just go new PDF from template and open it up. And at that point, it's ready to go. You can hyperlink it. You know what? Even if you have, let's say, one that's somewhat hyperlinked, so we know the website won't change. Things like that. Anything that you can start out with that is a common factor, I think it is great. And then kind of make your links and things like that from there to your new projects as they kind of evolve. All right. So did you guys have any questions for me? Anything you guys would like to see me kind of deep dive into, or anything else you'd like to see me kind of go through for these digital dashboards?
While everyone's taking a moment to maybe type in some questions, we do have one from a little bit earlier. It is from Brent Nielsen. Thank you for joining us today, Brent. And he is asking, can the hyperlink to a website open the page outside of Revu, such as Chrome or Internet Explorer?
Yes. So in that sense, okay, so you want it to open in another tab outside of Bluebeam Review. I think window, web tab. I think we can actually uncheck this and use, there we go. You uncheck in your preferences. If you go to preferences here and window, you uncheck open PDF hyperlinks in web tabs. So in that sense, if I go to website, it opens up Chrome for me here. So again, that was review, preferences, window, look for web tab, and then uncheck the open PDF hyperlinks in web tabs.
Okay, great question. Our next one is coming from Forrest Huff. He's asking, are there any other settings in the studio preferences needed to, quote, pop up, end quote, the file navigation? We do not get the same result, i.e. opening up the RFI list.
Okay, so I would say the open and save files to Studio from Toolbar only should open it to your project. Now, if you want to open the project documents within the split view, attempt to check it out when you open it, you can set it to do things like that. But a lot of it is, I would say, drilling down into that project to find that exact location of that file. When you uncheck the open and save files to Studio from Toolbar only, it's going to allow you to do that file open and then drill down into those folders. And at that point in time, grab that path and copy it and paste it into that link for that hyperlink, and it should take you there. I think there was also, where was, no, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. And Forrest, if you have any questions after this, feel free to shoot me an email and we can kind of go more into it. Anyone that, if you're still digesting this information, feel free to shoot me an email, and I'm more than willing to talk to you about it and kind of see if we can't help you guys figure out what the best route is for these digital dashboards. Or if you're having issues with yours, let us know, and I'd definitely like to help out as much as I can.
We have another question from Brent Nielsen. He's asking, once a template is created, how can you edit the template with later changes?
So to edit the template with later changes, what you would want to do is you go to File, New PDF from Template, and you see as I hover over any of these, there's a little pencil symbol that comes up. So if you click that pencil symbol, it takes you right into the template file itself.
Okay, we have another great question coming in. This is from Mary Stewart. What is the benefit of having non-PDF files in a Bluebeam Studio project versus on a network drive or SharePoint?
So on something like that, I would say on having like an Excel document inside of a project, you're still going to see only one person can edit it at a time, because it is a projects is a check-in and check-out process. They do have to check that document out. What I do like though is if I open, let's say, my daily reports here, I have a daily report that is a Excel sheet. So if I open this daily, well, actually I need to check it out first. If I open it and notice it's not checked out, it will open right into Excel, but it is read only, so I cannot do anything with this. If I check this out first and then open this Excel spreadsheet, at that point in time, I could say, let's just do something like that and hit save. When I get out of this, open this back up, I can check it back in, do what have you. It's updating this document inside of projects. So I'm keeping everything kind of living, right? But I would say the big thing here would be you can access any of these documents from any pretty much any type of device. You can go through Bluebeam drawings to give access on mobile devices, things like that. You're not going to have too much of a server lag. You're not going to be double editing documents. If somebody already has that document open, you're not able to get into it in terms of editing it or manipulating it, things like that. Now, anyone can see if anyone has a document checked out, they would be able to double click on this and essentially see it, view it, but it's still checked out. So they cannot modify it, they can't place markups, they can't do anything to it. When that document is checked back in, then they can go ahead and make edits, what have you. But if you're also curious, you can also right check on the revision history of that document itself and see the different versions and what date it was checked out, what time it was checked out, and by who, and then when they checked it back in. So you also get a nice little record of who has it and where. Another kind of note from that is that you can, I would say, really track that with any of these documents, whether they're Excel, Word, what have you, any file format that you can. Now, I will not advise anyone to store like their Revit Central model in a Bluebeam, Studio project. Don't just because I don't think that's the right workflow for it. It could probably hold it. It could hold it, but I just don't think that's a good workflow. But you can host, like I said, any kind of document here. Let's say with these DWGs, if I get an updated CAD file from my CAD department and I don't have CAD, but I need to get into this document to see it, either I could, print this into PDF and push it up, or as they push this DWG up, if I have folder automations set up, it can automatically turn this DWG into a PDF for me. So you'll see it as soon as you put it into this folder, as soon as the CAD department pushes up a DWG or pushes up that save, kind of hosts it and saves it there, it'll automatically give us a new PDF based off of those conditions. So there are a few benefits here and there for storing it there, but you can also, if you wanted to, host your documents on OneDrive or SharePoint, what have you, and pull them from there into a project, host them on a project to get everybody in it. You can also send these documents over, if they're a PDF, over to a session, right? So have multiple people reviewing at one time, bring that document back into your session, and then kind of push it back. All right. Did that answer your question? All right. Did we have any other questions?
Okay, at this time, I don't see any more questions, but rather a nice comment. Oh, and Mary just chimed in here. She said, yes, thank you.
All right.
Um, and so thought I'd end with a nice little bit of feedback for you, David. Forrest Huff was saying earlier that David Campbell is the man. So
Thank you. Thank you very much, Forrest. And thank you guys for having me. As always, thank you for joining us on this Friday to listen to me blab about different things. I love talking about this stuff with you guys. I love sharing information. Um, any feedback that you guys have, any content you guys would like to see, let us know. We love to do these webinars and kind of share this content, bring more awareness, and we're always open to that feedback. So again, thank you very much, and I look forward to the next webinar.